Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is semester 4, week 4.
That's right, get those numbers right.
Boom, boom. So for the past weeks, we've been working on our single arm swings and progressing our snatches. And today we will be putting all those snatches together as we did last week for some more reps. Let's get started with the body weight warm up. Our kettlebells off to the side. We'll be doing some get ups and working on those single arm swings, progressing to our snatches at the end of that workout. So stay tuned. Here we go.
Sounds good. We'll start with the head and neck today, and we'll be drawing figure eights, and we'll copy that same figure eight shape then at the rib cage. So with the hands across the belly or behind the back, at the head and neck, start with a gentle chin tuck to look down in front of you. From here, I'll look across my clavicle or that collarbone to the side, and then up the wall to the ceiling where my chin ends up in the middle. Then I'll pull my crown of the head high and I'll repeat the chin tuck or the flexion of the neck forward. Repeat the rotation the other way. So I'll look over the clavicle to the wall, ending up looking at the ceiling straight up the middle, and then chin down, crown high. Let's repeat the same pattern in the opposite direction. It's extension or up first, then rotation to a side of your choice, down the wall, connect the chin towards that clavicle collarbone, end up with the chin lined up with the sternum now or the belly button, and then pull down on the neck to extend to look up and rotate to the other side. Look down the wall. The chin may scrape across that clavicle to the middle and finish with the head looking straight ahead. Let's take a break off the rib cage and first go to the shoulder blades. At the shoulder blades, that's low effort, elevate or shrug up. And then from those armpit muscle groups, pull or anchor down. We'll shrug and we'll anti-shrug, pulling down. Repeat one more time, shrug and anti-shrug. Now keep the hands locked in at your sides and do the spreading of the shoulder blades or the rounding shape, and then lightly start to retract or squeeze together. Ensure that the rib cage is down, avoiding the flared ribs. Repeat again as we round forward or protract. Lightly retract or squeeze. And once more, hands stay put, we round, hands stay put, we retract. And then just give it a little bit of a shakeout. Now let's place those hands across the body with the shoulder blades in retraction and repeat the figure eight from earlier, what we did the head neck, at the sternum or the rib cage now. Start with a gentle chin tuck, retract the shoulder blades and a light flexion effort forward. Keep your glutes squeezed to keep the hips forward and rotate to the side. Then do a side bend to the back corner, go up and over to the middle, and then down, flexing through the middle again, straight down the middle. Then rotate to the other side, incorporate our side bend there, then an up and over action to the middle, and continue to pull the rib cage back to center. Repeating the other way, it's extension first, so we'll lift up. Still could take a punch though. Then we'll rotate, we'll side bend, and now we'll circular shapes to the front. Pull down, activate those ab muscles as we extend the upper back. And then one last rotation to the other side. Incorporate a side bend there, and then a rounding shape to the front and pull up. Before Lauren takes us to the floor to warm up that core, let's just do a nice repetition of a single leg hinge. So standing with your feet out your swing stance, hip hinge back as your shins are vertical and the buttocks are back. From this position, we'll just transfer weight onto one foot and point, and then like a circle again, draw a line out to the back. Then extend that hip you're standing on, and then open your stance, repeating. As we do a single leg version of our swing and snatch, it's important to stay square. So in this moment with the leg out the back, are the hips and the shoulders facing the floor, and then step through. One last time for me, and then Lauren will take the reins and the rest of the warm up. So we'll transfer our weight, we'll point and reach to the back, and then extend the hip through. Glute cramps, core braces, and one more time, hip hinge, weight transfer, circular shape to the back, and drive on through. So as we continue the practice today, stay square as we swing.
Let's warm up those hips before we get to the floor. I'd like you to stand gently with your heels together and then point a leg to the side, just tip-tapping the floor. Now, with all of that weight on the standing leg, the hip is extended so the butt cheek is squeezed. We're nice and balanced and square forward. While reaching that long leg to the side and down to the floor, rotate the whole leg open, showing me the inseam. Then without moving the hips, pelvis, slowly rotate the whole leg in. Let's rotate it back open again, and then land toe ball heel and pull ourselves across, repeating on the other side. Get nice and stacked, hips forward, square. Reach that leg long to the floor. Rotate the inseam forward. Then with a nice straight leg, rotate the inseam in, hiding or internally rotating. Rotate it open again, toe ball heel. This time I want you to pull, bending that knee, tightening up that hamstring as you get a knee towards over the toe. Once you're there, load it fully. Same thing, rotate leg open. Then turn leg in. Then rotate open again, land toe ball heel. This time we'll pull ourselves across, stay in the same height. Support this bent knee with the hamstring and the adductor. Create tension. Point this leg. Turn it in. Turn it open. Hold. Toe ball heel, pull to center, and then just push down and away to tall, tall. I'd like to do one more hip opener. Let's take a slightly wider step. And again, just pull ourselves down. So as you pull down, feel those hamstrings. Can you make them tight? Can you feel those adductors working? If you can't, think about pulling the floor together underneath you. Create tension and then push down and away and squeeze the cheeks. We'll pull ourselves down again, a little lower this time, but then we'll push away and heels will come together. We'll lift the leg up, we'll point, we'll land center, pulling ourselves down, and then push heels together. One more time each side. This time we'll stick it and find a light balance. So push away, find a balance, hold. Then lift the leg and point, land center, pull yourself down, push away, balance, hold, lift the leg, point, land center, and then push down and away to tall, tall. Let's do one last balance, push into the floor, find a light balance up here, and then land, legs together, give a little shake out. Now, let's warm up that core before we get into our first set of get-ups. So you can have your bell nearby because we'll be staying on the floor once we get there. Let's use our hinge. Walk ourselves out into our plank position, which means hips scoop slightly under, shoulders pull out of your ears, hands are gripping the floors. Now, butt cheeks are squeezed. Pull the floor together underneath you. Breathe and brace your abs. You're at the top of your swing, the top of your snatch. All your muscles are tight for 5. Couldn't move you if I tried. 2, 1, whew. Knees down. Give that a little shake on your hands and wrists. Let's flip over to our kettlebell and do our first get up and down. So with your kettlebell, we always start in that cuddle position. From the cuddle, we'll roll to our back, 2-handed press, and start by driving to the elbow, to the hand. It's a lovely bridge and sweep, pushing the floor away, squaring up the lunge. Now use those leg muscles that you warmed up by pushing forward and back. And then as you step back, think about pulling together. Rotating underneath that bell as you find the floor, sweeping to the elbow, pressing away to your back, pulling the bell down, and returning it to the cuddle position.
Nice.
Same thing, second side.
And we always start with that cuddle. And again, how do you like to grip? I emphasize that heavy pinky finger to stay strong and steady. And we drive the hip to the elbow, and then it's our tall sit. Looking at the bell, we sweep the leg, windmill away, and now square up the lunge, finish in a tall stand, and then pull yourself down, open the windmill, look at that kettlebell, find and stack on the floor with a sweep, an elbow, and then to our back. The 2-hand approach down, reset that kettlebell on the floor, and with no hands, I don't normally do this one, so I'll mix it up. Maybe that cross-legged no-hand stand. And now that we're up, we'll be going this I go, you go pattern for swings. We'll be choosing our 1-arm swing for 5 repetitions. Either go for the deadlift or a 2-hand swing, or follow along with that Team Lauren here for 5 1-arm swings. I'll get my kettlebell ready, because when Lauren parks it, join me or join one of us for 5 swings.
All right, Team Ian, it's your turn. The first arm in that 5-arm swing set. It is a warm-up, but we do want you to have that same amount of tension on swing number 5 as you do in swing number 1. Remembering back to that plank position, high tension at the top.
That's right. There's high tension throughout that kettlebell swing and extremely high tension right there when that kettlebell is right there in that float position. Be quick in the hike pass, pause in the float, and do it again.
As our swings are a progression towards our cleans and our snatches, as we'll be doing today, make sure you take the time to warm up with these. It's the hips that snap through at the top, the butt squeeze, the ab brace, same thing one more time through.
In the warm-up, we've already talked about keeping the ribs connected to the hips with the abdominal brace, ensuring that we don't get into the low back arch. Stay away from that banana shape and instead plank at the top of your swing.
And you'll need that breath when you snatch, so let's match that strong exhale to the hips coming through. Hips, butt cheeks, good. And then place the bell down. One last time for our team.
Lauren and I prefer that off arm in essentially that rack position in front. Touching the kettlebell out front could be a safe way to help guide the kettlebell to stay square as well. Find a place that works for you. Keep it moving with the rest of the body.
One more time for Team Ian here. Oh, we're recovering, shaking it out, staying loose in between those sets of tension. We want to have that relaxation. Tonight's pattern of our class will be going a get up each side, followed by a swing, clean, snatch drill as we go here. So now it's back to get ups. Let's start our get up from the top this time.
With the press.
We'll stand over top of our bell, use our hinge, pull it to rack, press the bell overhead. It's the leg you can touch that'll drop back, and we'll work our way through our pattern to the floor. Once we get to the floor, we'll keep that bell up, and we'll return back to standing using the hip drive. Always looking at our bell here as we work underneath it until we get into that lunge position where we look forward. Control the pull down, 1 or 2 hands, park the bell, up without, shake it out. We'll repeat the same pattern on the other side.
On the other side. So it's that clean to the rack, full tension to press, and nice stack wrist. And again, hold this kettlebell up top. How we'll hold it in the snatch, ensuring those traps are down as we find the floor. Now stay and drive the hip to the tall sit, the bridging, sweeping action of the leg. Keep those traps out of your ears, stand nice and tall, and pull it down to the rack, and then return to the floor.
So last time there, we worked on those single arm swings, and next we'll be reintroducing those cleans. The cleans teach us how to keep that hand fairly light through our grip and punch through the bell. We do that in the rack position for our clean, but overhead in the snatch. So the first side for Team Ian, let's do 3 continuous cleans in a row. We'll park the bell, and then we'll go.
Whew. Nice. I like cleans because I can feel my abs turn on before that kettlebell hits the arm. As it might hit the arm, we want to absorb that as well. So stay listening for that sound, that efficient, push your hand through the kettlebell sound.
As we do this, again, that light but firm grip, and it's the hips that drive that bell up. So it's a swing that ends in that rack position. You're just guiding that bell tight up the body. Whew.
I go, you go. Working on some sets of cleans here, and we could always come back to say that cheat clean, up the body to the rack, and then back down. Scale your workout to how you feel today, and maybe check out those basics videos for refining tips.
Team Ian, second side of your cleans here, and we'll repeat that one more time on each side. Trying to keep it nice and smooth. Find that grace, smoothness, ease as you do cleans. They can be awkward, especially in your non-dominant hand, but that just means keep practicing.
And keep using those hips. Lauren's doing a great job of there getting a hip extension through the middle. We want to stay away from doing the twist and shout. I believe this is my last side here. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, you started, didn't you? So Team Ian here.
I'm right every once in a while.
Team Ian, last side here, and then we'll have one more, and we'll get back to those get-ups after.
Awesome. So again, that snatch that we'll be doing later in today's practice is one of the more complex movements shared with our bars and bells practice. So take your time and go through the warm-up always allowing yourself to check in. We'll be returning to the floor. Maybe try that no hand down version. And now that we're on the floor, we'll cuddle it, we'll roll with it, and we'll drive the hip to the elbow, to the tall sit, bridging, sweeping, press away and square up the lunge. Core tension to stand tall, pull yourself down, open up, windmill rotation, sweep through, elbow, back, two hands, down to the ground. What we do on one side, we like to do on the other, so take it away.
So always in that cuddle, always the two-handed press. It'll never change. So just get used to that nice routine and that setup as you smoothly work through your get up. It's not about rushing through your get up. Sometimes we do slow-mo get ups. We never really do fast-mo. But right now, taking your time to finish with control, pulling it down, and returning it to the floor. We'll stand up with no hands. And here we'll go back to those drills, integrating that snatch. So round one here, we will be pressing the bell overhead and doing our snatch back down. So it will be a clean, do your left hand so they can see you, a clean to the rack, a press to overhead, a snatch down through back to the rack position, okay, or back to the floor. And then clean to rack, press overhead, through and back to the rack position, nice. A press overhead, a through and a park, we'll keep it to 3, nice.
Whew. That kettlebell swing, we like it out front. The clean and the snatch and the press down, or rather the press and the snatch down, very tight to the body. Awesome, that's one more for that team, Lauren, that's 3 reps. And park, very efficient, very good. So repeating the same thing then.
So as we just break down this snatch, we have our clean first, our press, and then the bell drops, the elbow stays high and tight to the body. We're always coming through that hike pass position, so hips are always loading, core is always taking that load, and it's that drive to get it back into the rack for now with the hips.
With the hips. The arm is along for the ride. We want to stay away from the press when we do our snatch. So condition that now, that it's at the top, and then it's at that hike pass. Going forward, the kettlebell will not touch our shoulders.
So now we will do the opposite. We'll snatch up, pull down to rack, clean, then back to
snatch.
Snatch. So if you don't know, watch this first one. It'll be a snatch overhead. Then it'll be pull down to the rack, through, snatch again, right back overhead, good. Pull down to the rack, through, snatch again, nice. Just working on the ups and the downs separate. The next set, we'll put it all together.
Right on. So hike pass, overhead. We'll pull it back to that rack for now. The hike pass is out the back. That snatch lockout is at the top. Avoid the shoulder shrug. Stay heavy on the armpits and straight or extended on those elbows.
Whew, team Ian, same thing, second side. Whew. So from the floor, right overhead, use your hips, pull, boom, overhead, pull down, through, hip drive, up, good. Remember that light grip on the bell. You might be able to hear that little skip in his hands as it goes all the way to overhead. So that too firm of a grip, if you're getting a big bop over onto your arm of that bell, you're probably holding the bell a little too tight. And what's happening is it can't move, so it's going kaboom.
So we do like that firm grip, inclusive of the pinky, when we start pressing and getting up, but maybe you even do have softish fingers at the top to just wiggle. Make sure it again isn't take your wrist into that extension shape, but having a nice soft wrist can help the fluidity and the power of your snatch.
One last time for Team Ian, and then we have one more round of get-ups tonight. But you know, one more round would take us to 8 get-ups, but one more round after that would take us to 10, so don't quote me on that. This is the last one down for Team Ian though, and putting it down. Whew. This round of get-ups, because we're standing, let's start from the top again. Press that kettlebell, get down, get back up with it. All right, over top of our bell. Cheek cleaner, clean to rack. Press kettlebell, full get down, and then get back up with it. Take your time as you windmill to the elbow. Push away from that elbow. And now as you come back up, pull on the elbow. Squish the bug. Bridge to sweep. Use both legs on the up. And then either snatch down or pull it down through that rack position. Oh, next week you could see the combos that are coming your way.
Coming your way soon. Until then, the last get up for now. It's a clean to the rack and a tension tall stand. Pull yourself down in the lunge, open the windmill, find the floor, stack, sweep, push the floor away through that elbow to counterbalance to the ground. Then drive the hip, sit tall, bridge, sweep, press away, square up the lunge again, tall stand. And as Lauren said, either pull down the rack or get an extra little half snatch in there.
I definitely did something different on each side.
Although it's harder, sometimes it's more advantageous to fatigue those arms a little bit before we snatch. It takes away the urge to press the kettlebell and instead hopefully relies on the power of the hips to get that job done.
So speaking of snatches, the time has come. We'll be putting them together today. Last week we did a couple in a row. This week let's try I go, you go 3s, 4s, 5s. We'll see where that takes us. So Team Ian, would you like to start us off?
Let's do it, Team Us.
So 3 snatches in a row for whatever team you're starting with here. You're swinging or snatching with one of us, and then you're breaking with the other one. So make sure you do take that time off. Rest your hands, shake out the tension. We want it to be intense tension when you're doing these.
Loose in the middle, but super firm, super tight as we snatch. By the time that kettlebell is overhead, Lauren's hips are already extended all the way through with abs of steel. Or maybe they're washboard abs, but they're engaged nonetheless. 3.
Here I do my laundry. 3 on the other arm. Use those hips. Punch the bell at the top and always have that off arm swinging with you. Take your time, take a little more rest if you need it, but here we go for 3.
We hope that you feel worked, but fresh enough that 3 is just getting started and you feel confident and strong to go for that 4. In between, we can shake it out. Let's try not to take too much rest here. And we're working on that number 4 now.
So Team Ian, 4 reps in a row. Again, if 4 is not for you and 3 is just seeming like enough for today, then keep the number 3. You don't have to do more reps. We'd rather you do less and do them better. So 4 here, all looking the same, all the same amount of power and tension.
I did catch myself in a good way here with that soft grip up top, ensuring that I was able to press my hand through, avoiding that clunk or the crash of the kettlebell on the forearm. Takes some getting used to, but look for that efficient sounds or no sounds in the workout for strength.
Second side, Team Ian, 4 reps in a row. Might feel that heart rate a little bit, might feel that grip. Check in with your calluses though. They might be burning a little bit, they might be feeling it, but make sure they're not ripping. If they're ripping, take the set off.
Take some time off. Adjust your mic so you hear more than just our dragon breath. This is our set of 4 already. That's 2, 3, and to me, they look the same. Even better, I think, than when we started with. Grease the groove. Ian, be quiet. It's time for 5.
5 snatches here. We are trying to keep them fairly back to back, so we get a little bit of boom, boom, boom going as we do our snatches. Do try to slow down the breath in between. Do try to recover with some loose wiggles, and we will start our set of 5 here.
I've already done my 1 set of 5. So cheer on your teammate, your training partner, or make sure you hit like, subscribe to this video. And 5 reps. Comes around quick. So make sure your hands are dry. Take a nice little prep breath. And let's go for 5.
Another set of 5 here for Team Ian. We're shaking it out. We're staying loose. Check it out. Looking good. Remember to pumice tonight. Getting a little extra callus there. So we'll take that off with some sandpaper callus so the kettlebell doesn't take it off.
That's right. Calluses. They're there to help your hands. Take your time. Shake out that tension. And check in with everything big and small. Calluses, fingernails, toenails. But maybe let's get away from the gross conversations.
All right. Team Ian, so we've done the 3, 4, 5s. Let's go back down to the number 4s now. We'll do a little pyramid here. We went up and now we're on our way back down. So 4 snatches, building our volume. Remember, we did some volume with our swings. We did some volume with our cleans. We've done 8 get-ups here tonight. So it might feel like only 4. Don't you worry. There's still 2 more weeks.
With intention, we can cram a lot into a 30-minute exercise practice, and we're just about on that home stretch. So finish with integrity. How are you doing? Always ask yourself that question.
Last set of 4 for Team Ian here. Last set of 4. Good, that off arm comes with you. I like that off arm coming with you because it makes me, boom, bring my hips through when that off arm comes through. So use it and then park.
And again, we want every rep to look the same. But probably more challenging as you do reach that end number of reps for the day. But everything, including the park at the end, is controlled, quiet, and those hips come through. Last set, bottom aspect of that pyramid, back to 3s.
Last set here, 3 snatches. Think about everything you've done today. Light grip, hips drive through, tight like a plank at the top, put it all together.
And what you got a strong foundation for that kettlebell snatch, the press, and those other awesome kettlebell skills. And we'll continue to explore here. But here we go, let's focus on these 3 reps for now.
Last set of snatches here. And you know what's perfect timing? This leaves us with 2 minutes, which is just enough time to finish with 1 more get up on each side for a total of 10.
10 get-ups, snatches on a pyramid, warm-up sets, lots of work. How are you feeling? I think we've asked that at least once today. The answer might always be different. So here we go. Check in with yourself one last time as you get to the floor.
Nope.
Oh, you're pressing.
Nope.
Oh, darn.
We're gonna snatch.
Okay.
So this will give you like a teaser of next week. How can we put a big workout together other than just doing all of our skills? We can take a bell, snatch it overhead, boom, and now let's do a get up down with it. Control yourself to the floor. Take your time. About 30 seconds is that average get up duration. So use it all. Breathing as you go. Knowing you're getting stronger, just spending more time under that kettlebell load, whatever it is for you. And then let's put it down via snatch. So through, park. Shake it off. Repeat on the other side.
Hike it to that snatch overhead. Drop in the lunge with control. Open, hinge, sweep, elbow. Hit all of those unique positions and ending on your back. And then drive the hip to the elbow again. Reversing our steps, tall sit. Bridging sweep, floor away. Square up the lunge. Tall tension to stand. And then you might move those feet and snatch.
Wow. So as you can see, over the past 4 weeks, we've built our skills. We started with our single arm swings. We progressed to our cleans. We worked on the up phase. We worked on the down phase, and now we're putting it all together. Next week, we'll continue to progress those skills and refine what we've been working on. And on Thursday, we'll be on the other side of the room with the bar. Continuing to work on our push-ups, which I've been surprisingly sore from each week.
Retention techniques. Got it.
So join us for that. And then Saturday is our body weight. So body day. I think I combined the words of Saturday and body weight into a body weight workout on Saturday. Hopefully you can join us for one or all of these, either live or in the archive.
That's right. So until then, please check out our website, subscribe to our newsletter, support us on Patreon, and like and subscribe to this video and share with your family and friends. And we'll be back as recent as Thursday, as Lauren has said, and into next week with more bars and bells. So take care. Stay strong.
And we'll train soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye. Ooh, my hair.